What is going on, everyone? The Truth Be Told 92 here, and I'm just going to give my 2 cents on the Adrian Peterson situation since people keep asking me what is my opinion on it. Here, you know, it's a tough situation, but for me, I put it like this. Anytime a child is bleeding, cut, or bruised, your sense of discipline has gone too far. I mean, it's just that serious. Nobody should be getting cut, bleeding, or bruised. Okay? Now, of course, in the black community, in a lot of people of color communities, including white people for that matter, people have been using whoopings, spankings as a way to discipline children for centuries. That's not new. Of course, back in the day, what led to the creation of child protection services was the fact that you had parents killing their kids or just straight up, you know, beating them and abusing them, which led to CPS coming to be. See, people have to realize there wouldn't be a CPS to begin with if you weren't killing your kids and beating your kids. I'm just saying. Okay? We don't just create things for the fun of it. Okay? Somebody went too far back in the day and hello, we have CPS now. Okay? And then when we look at African Americans particularly and the whole situation with slavery and the slave mentality, slaves were beat with whips and chains and whatever, you know, back then as a way to discipline them. And unfortunately, you know, the oppressed pick up their oppressors' beliefs and attitudes and carry them into the future generations. So now you have a lot of African Americans who whoop their kids as a way to discipline their kids. Now, here's the thing, like I said before, you know, a simple spanking, a whooping, that's normal. But here's the thing, use your hand. Use your hand. Do not use objects. Don't pick up the remote control. You know, don't use a water bottle. Don't use a rock. You know what I mean? Don't use an extension cord. Don't use a belt. Don't use your house slipper or whatever. Don't use any of that. Just use your hand. Okay? You know, 2 or 3 whacks and you're good to go. But when you're using actual objects that can actually cause further damage, that can lead to bruising, cuts, and bleeding, that's why you shouldn't use it, because it ends up being a situation of, okay, you went too far. And let's face it, especially in elementaries more so than middle school and high school, elementary teachers are trained to look for children. If they have any bruises, cuts, any suspicion, they can call CPS on the parent. Okay, they're actually trained to do that. Okay, and then anytime you're dealing in like a custody battle, you know, where the mom and father are not together and then they're sharing custody, you got to be careful, because each parent are going to be looking at their kid when they come home to check if they have any bruises or cuts, because you're trying to get full custody, etc., and you guys are beefing with each other. So that's why this Adrian Peterson situation is kind of like a red flag, because the mother probably was looking for the cuts, the bruises, whatever. You never know. Okay? Now, as far as, you know, your whole career being basically scrutinized and ruined all because you decided to discipline your child, that's horrible. That's a bit too far, I admit. But you know they're going to make an example out of somebody. And to avoid all of this, don't do the stupid stuff. It's just that simple. People, use your hand. Your hand. Okay? None of this. None of this. None of this. Okay? Use your hand. Because you're the one who's going to lose your career. You're the one going to jail. You're the one paying court fees and lawyer fees. It's just not worth it. Okay, but that's just my whole 2 cents on the Adrian Peterson child abuse situation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. Use your hand. A couple of spankings, not bad, but when you're beating them and they're bleeding and they're cutting and they're bruised, you went too far. Deuces.